Okay, a centrifuge. A centrifuge is a mechanical device that can subject experimental samples to a sustained centrifugal force. Okay, the first part of the centrifuge that we find, even though you can't see it here, will be the drive mechanism. It's actually located beneath this area here. This would be the drive shaft, and it's basically they're either electric motors, oil turbine motors, or air pump motors. In this smaller model, we have an electrical motor.
Inside the centrifuge, you have a component which is the fixed angle rotor on this particular one. Inside of that holds the shields, which is to hold the sample tubes on the inside, and also has rubber cushions to protect those sample tubes from breaking.
Now, the speed of the centrifuge is based on what type of centrifuge it is. We have low speed, high speed, and ultra centrifuges. This particular model here is a low speed centrifuge, which normally gets up to about 9,000 reps per minute. Your typical high speed would be anywhere around 28,000 reps per minute, and your typical ultra centrifuge would be over 100,000 reps per minute. Now, in the case of rotation, what occurs is centrifugal force, which is where the name centrifuge comes from. Centrifugal force is measured as the mass, being the sample, times the velocity squared, which would be the speed that the centrifuge is spinning, divided by the radius of the actual rotor, and that would determine your centrifugation, if you want to say it that way. In the case of this particular centrifuge, the rotor does have to be balanced at all times. So if you notice, there's 6 different ports. That's an even number of ports, meaning that anywhere a sample is placed, there always has to be a counterbalance directly across from it, whether it be 2 samples or a sample and a tube of distilled water of the same mass. At this time, we're going to go ahead and run the centrifuge and just show how fast it can spin, the speeds. At all times, this lid must be closed. The centrifuge actually has a safety. Here's the timer here. When you turn this timer, normally the rotor starts to spin, but with this lid up, it will not. I'll go ahead and show you. It has a safety. The timer's clicking, but nothing's happening. Now, as we go ahead and close this lid, we can go ahead and begin the centrifuge. So we'll go ahead and close at this point. We're going to go ahead and start it, and you'll see it's going to be rotated at over 9,000 reps per minute. Most tests, based on what's trying to be separated, take a number of minutes. They all vary. Once this timer runs down to 0, hear the ding. Centrifuge will go ahead and slow down. All of your samples will be in their tubes. You'll go ahead and take them out. Whatever sample it is that you have, you'll go ahead and see that there was a separation of the pellet and the supernatant liquid. The supernatant go ahead and remove it. You have the pellet left, and that's normally what your test sample is.